Okay runners, welcome back to another round of Netrunner, still the European and African Netrunner Continental Championships of 2020. I think this is round 7, Shorty versus Yodatmelia. Yodatmelia is playing 419 and Earth Station, and Shorty of course is still on Acme and Ken. So let's hop into the game and see how it turns out. Okay, let's start the game here. We are starting, right? Okay, so 419 this time. Not sure how the matchup from Acme versus 419 is. So far we've seen a lot of matchups that weren't really favored for Shorty, I think, with Lila and what was the other one? Can't remember right now. He keeps it this time. For economy he only has the NGO front. Already again 2 agendas in hand. Data ward on HQ, yeah, might be a good idea. It does stop the Doofarang plays. Do you want to prevent that one? Yeah, I think so. But I guess I would, yeah. So you can res it if there is a doof coming in. I mean, then you will still be on 0 credits, but at least it costs the runner 2 clicks and credit and 3 more or a check, whatever they choose when they encounter the data void. There's a run on HQ coming in with use as wild, right? So I guess the runner knows that the ice on HQ is the data void. So he can prepare for that, so he's setting up, not respecting any hard-hitting news or anything. It's probably in the deck with his 3 credits, but Shorty does not have it in hand, so they have nothing to fear here. Not a lot of punishment options. He found another NGO, so he has 1 more in hand. Daily costs being played on R&D. Seems good. Get some money, get an access. Maybe would have played that one first to also get the tag, the virus counter on it. IP block, very nice find here, just after the install of the Amakua and also the hard-hitting news. So he did draw into some good cards here that let him make some plays. Not sure how he's going to capitalize on those tags yet, but it will slow the runner down. I assume the runner will try and remove some of those tags. So it's more of a tempo play here, I'd say. He's down to 5 credits though, of course, so HQ theoretically is not safe. So if there's a doof or something, yeah, bravado, nice. This gives the runner a lot of money, of course. Bravado is a great card. I saw it played in a Ken deck with Mystic Miami, where you can then also spend Mystic Miami money on the cost, and it gives you so much money. That Ken was filthy rich. So we drew into Pachinko here. Question is, do you protect archives with it versus the turtle farm? I'd probably do that. The runner doesn't have a lot of credits, so maybe trashing the temple won't happen anyway. Let's see what he does. He protects the temple, yeah, okay. Fair enough. Runner drawing the last time with his Earthrise. Immediately playing Dirty Laundry on archives, farming a counter, farming another counter and some money. But yeah, well, otherwise he would have farmed the money from server 2, I guess, but he would not have gotten the Amakua counters. thinking about a purge here. Yeah. Still not finding any operation icon, so he's still sitting on 5 credits. Also not finding his daily quest, which I think is always nice if you find it early in Acme and have it tick up behind some data ward or any other big eyes like that. There we go for another purge because of the tapeworm. As in another game Shorty was playing, he's only on 5 credits, but he's still purging the tapeworm because he doesn't want them to give the runner any free money, I assume. The deck is kind of about the money. He wants to get that he wants to get that Caesar's plate and maybe in a closer counts the runner afterwards. And thanks to the Mumba Temple here, he could res the data ward, which maybe the runner forgot. But on the other hand, Shorty is down to 1 credit now, and all the runner loses are 2 clicks, a credit for doof, and now 3 more credits or a tag, which of course needs to be removed maybe at some point for 2 credits and a click. So I assume, what did the runner do? He took the tag, yeah. Well, in his setup it does not really change much. Pay 3 credits or 2 credits and a click. He's thinking about putting the FTP on archives. He's going for it. I guess it's a good idea because he can probably res it with the Mumba Temple credits. Stop the farming of the turtle. And as I said, put the credits from Mumba Temple. Was it Mumbai? Mumbat? To good use. There comes the pet tab. You want to best defend it? It costs 2 credits, you save 1 credit. Best defense can be really good against tapeworm. So I'd say save it for a tapeworm, right? Get some money. Give the runner 1 credit. During the runner's turn, yeah, that makes sense. So the pet tab will be offline during that turn. And also no way to... okay, well, there's another pet tab. Hard-hitting news. Kind of needs the money, so he needs to give the runner the 2 credits. Here he would like to keep the money, I guess, but he also doesn't want to give a counter to turtle. Deciding to throw out the best defense. Hunting Grounds, also a good card, especially against Shorty's deck, I think, because of the data wards and data ravens. So making a huge scoring server with data ward, data raven, data ward or something like that is kind of off the table, I guess. If you hunting ground the data raven in the middle, then the data ward behind it will be useless. Unless, of course, the runner lets the first data ward give them a tag, which would be a ludicrous play, I'd say. Still building up some servers. I guess he's hoping to find, how's it called, fully operational, which could really help him here a little bit, I think. I mean, still on 9 credits and 419 is on 14, and it's only going to get worse, I think, with 419. You have to pay one to not expose all the time. The turtle's ticking up. There goes the Paragon. And the runner's just sitting back. Doesn't want Shorty to use those credits from the temple by running into any ice, I assume. Just taking their time, and it's the right call, I'd say. I mean, there's not much pressure coming from Shorty here, and sadly, as in a few other games, he's finding a lot of 3-pointers clumping up the hand instead of cards that he can really use to make some plays. Well, there's another 3-pointer, and there's a pachinko. So maybe it's time to try and score out a fly on the wall or something behind the pachinko. No, he's going for the SSL. I guess he thinks if that's stolen, then at least he'll get some money from it. On the other hand, 419 will get money from that as well because of the 2 pet taps. So I think 6 of the SSL money will probably go pretty fast into the trashing of the pet taps, which of course is also not the worst thing, because then they're at least gone. There comes the turning wheel. His ice is quite alright against the turning wheel form, I'd say. And we finally found it fully operational. Getting a lot of money. Not trashing the pet taps though. And deciding to advance in server 5. Let's see if we can see any runner shenanigans. Maybe like inside drops or whatnot. Boomerangs. Stuff like that. Yep, the boomerang on the pachinko. So he's through. As pachinko only has 2 subroutines. Yep, pachinko is not a great card against boomerang, and also it has become notably worse since the reintroduction of paperclip. Paperclip cost only 3 credits to break the pachinko. With Kuroda you have to pay 5, yeah? Kuroda strength 1, so 3 to raise strength and 2 to break the 2 subroutines, I suppose. Or is Kuroda strength 2? No, I think it's strength 1, right? No, paperclip strength 1. So there comes in some money, daily quest, so he does have to trash the pet taps, I guess. Yeah, go for it. Right. And he didn't take the money from SSL, I guess, to not give the runner 2 credits here. So SSL is still a full 9 credits. That was a good play, I think. You still have 7, and the ice that is on board, I think if all of those are not too expensive. You have 2 Mumba temples sitting there, so you can wait a little bit for that SSL money. The runner is playing a bravado, getting back some money, yeah. On the pachinko, I guess, so it's safe. He knows nothing bad's going to happen to him. So that was purely for the money. the next 5-3. Oh man. It happened to me also a lot of the times in my Acme deck. For a while I was thinking to put in a drudge work just for that. I don't know what it is with these 5-3s, but they tend to come up. And well, of course, they are much harder to score, so they tend to stick to HQ, because you cannot just fast advance them out easily, or, you know, do to put them on the table, non-install, something like that, and rest score them next turn. So it's a lot harder to get them out of HQ once they are there. There goes the next boomerang for the daily quest, which of course isn't great, but Shorty is on 21 credits now, and the daily quest was rest with the temple money, so I think it served its purpose, at least a little bit. Got rid of the pet campaigns. Maybe he should try and rest the maybe he should try and put the agenda in a remote that the runner doesn't know what ice they have to expect, because the pachinko, they know with the boomerang they will get through, or with the paperclip, right? So the runner is finding the right tools at the kind of the right moments here. Even though, I mean, the fly on the wall score he could have trashed manually, but no other punishment cards, no other punishing cards were in hand. Oh well, I'm sorry, excuse me. There was the closed accounts, obviously, which would have been huge. So the daily business show goes behind the pachinko, and he doesn't want to put the slot machine and the data raven anywhere, I guess, because data raven will just get hunting grounds, and the slot machine on, for example, R&D will make his IP block worse. But as I said in another game, IP block as a second ice is not completely useless, especially if the opponent has a turtle. It'll give him a tag anyway, so you could have considered putting the slot machine on R&D here, I'd say. Now it's time to rest the FTP, free to play. Don't think there's an MKO trying to bin or something, so the runner has to pay the 2 from the ice, I guess, for each subroutine, or let it fire. So with 19 credits, he'll probably use the built-in way to break. Oh no, he lets it fire. Puts turtle back and give the runner a tag. Sadly, the runner is on 2 clicks still, so I assume the tag will go away. Oh well, he has the Citadel Sanctuary anyway. So I think the runner will just hope to clear his tag with a Citadel. And if there's not going to be a big install, I assume Shorty will let the tag be removed. Oh, he did remove the tag with a click, okay. That was a little fast. I didn't see what the other card was from the daily business show, but he opted to keep the Amani Zenai. Not sure he's going to score an agenda with it soon, but okay, he put the data raven on there, which is at least having a trace effect if the runner runs it, but it's cost, yeah, 4 credits. Well, he pays that with his temples, so now he rests the IP block, sadly, without an Aumakua installed now, and so the runner does not get a tag, and he can break it for 3 with paperclip. Sometimes fortune is not in your corner, and things like that just happen. It seems destined to happen. You throwing the turtle up to the hand, and then the runner checking out the IP block. But I'm not sure, maybe the runner did know that this was an IP block. Maybe he exposed it with the uses wild or something like that earlier in the game. Can't remember, or maybe he saw it from R&D or something like that. So I guess that was all part of the runner's plan. Shorty still finding some things to install. The exchange, of course, is a great card. He will save it for later, yeah. There's the next 5-3. Yeah, you don't have a way to score those. You need another data ward at least, I'd say. So try and score that. But even then, with paperclip, also data ward got a little worse since the arrival or the re-arrival of paperclip in kind of every deck instead of a Groda. It's not a huge upgrade, I'd say, in most situations, but with the big barriers, the paperclip is just really, really great. And barriers, I have to say, are not the most, the strongest ice around anyway, so I'm not so sure nerfing the big barriers, if players decide to play those, is great. But on the other hand, it's always nice to have the paperclip if you are on the runner's side. Okay, the mining accident. He has the money to pay for that. He has the money to pay for another. Okay. Now the runner's down to 9 credits, Shorty on 16. With the filter draw incoming, maybe we will see some C-Source play, maybe some hard-hitting news, stuff like that. Fully operational, giving him even more money. He's on 27 credits. So he's definitely going for that C-Source, closed accounts, and then I guess hoping to score behind some big eyes or something. Or yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a kill option in his deck. He does play the psychographics, I think. So if he can manage to get the runner a few tags with hard-hitting news, C-Source and the closed accounts or something like that, so the tags will stick, he can probably fast advance out a 5-3 from hand. We go for another R&D access. I think there's one more 3-pointer in the deck, right? We see one in the score area for... Yeah, there we go, there it is. Yeah, well, he fought hard, did not find the right cards at the right moment, I'd say. And the runner played this very well. He did not overextend, he took his time. When Shorty put up pressure, he reacted, and other than that, he did not make any mistakes, I'd say. I mean, besides small things like clearing the tag instead of letting it cleared with the Sigil Sanctuary. On the other hand, maybe he was afraid that Shorty will make him stick to the tag and close account him or something. So they would both be on 0 credits, and with Shorty already having some ice rest. I don't know. Well, let's see the next game. So this will be Shorty's Ken again versus Yodatmelia's Earth Station. Okay, wow, he will really like that matchup, I think, because he always so fond of playing against glacier decks with his Ken. Oh man, yeah, he really does not have that much luck with his matchups, I'd have to say, but that's how it goes. Yeah, he had different opponents in mind, I think, but yeah, well, you cannot always choose, you know. So, is the Earth Station running hard-hitting news? Do you risk running here as Ken? I guess yes. He is on 8 credits, so technically he could clear all the tags. hedge for a draw, and there we see the hard hitting news. So this will probably bring him down to less credits, because yeah, he is expecting kill options in a Wayland deck, which is a fair assumption. Not gonna see closed accounts or exchange of information in the Wayland deck, I assume, because of influence. Of course, landing that hard hitting news also did cost the corp a few bucks, so I think it was not too bad. I mean, of course, you lose your whole turn as well, but there should be a way to recover. So at the moment it costs one more to run HQ, because it is on the side of the Earth Station. There we see a Mausolus, Shorty letting it on fire. Losing a Corroder, yeah, that's not great, but stealing an Atlas seems good. He's running server 1, not sure why. I guess because of the tapeworm, yeah, he wanted to co-op to purge the tapeworm. There's a boomerang, but we see an upgrade on HQ, so it might be the Crisium grid, right? So the boomerang would not fire. Now we see another ice on HQ anyway, so the boomerang is kind of offline. He has 14 credits, so he can probably afford to rest both of these eyes. And he's setting up to score something, or at least put something in server 2, I'd say, once he flips his identity. The server 2 will cost 6 credits to run, and with Shorty being on 11, it's a lot. It's a lot to ask. Even with the inside job and a boomerang, which could get him through the ice, but it still cost him 6 credits, and then it better be not an NGO or stuff that even rewards the corp for you running in there. We also see Shorty's playing Miss Bones, which is, I think, good, and he can even install it in this matchup, I guess, because the Crisium grid, which is most likely on HQ, cost 5 to trash, so I think it will be worthwhile in the long run. Maybe there'll be more Crisium grids incoming, you know. Make the co-op pay 3 to trash the pad tab. It's also good that he found his Katie Jones early, because I think at the moment it's his only way to really keep up with the co-op economy-wise, because he has not any breakers yet, and all the servers are iced, as you can see. So he's inside jobbing into server 2. Okay, make the corp res 2 ice, I guess. It cost him not 6 credits because the corp didn't flip, which might be an indicator that it's not that unimportant of a card. But, you know, with the inside job, if he wants to keep you out, he has to rest 2, spend money, or you see the Rashida, trash, and which is also pretty good. Exclusive party draw from Anycam. He draw manually. I think exclusive party draws you a card, right? So I assume you play that one. Bravado, yeah, into server 2, yeah, why not? Oh, Bravado into HQ. Right. This doesn't have to be successful, so if there would have been a Crisium grid, it wouldn't have mattered. And now he sees that there is a spider web on the outermost ice of HQ, which means the boomerang on outermost is useless, which is great information. Spiderweb, of course, a great card versus boomerang. It sees a lot more play since boomerang, and exactly for that reason that it stops the boomerang. Shorty is playing the Spiderweb in his Rama Chama Ding Dong Sports Metal deck. I think it's on Netrunner DB. It's called Freddie Mercury Sports Metal because Shorty has this kind of beard that you see Freddie Mercury pulling off, I'd say. So we kind of think he looks a little bit like Freddie Mercury, but it's really only the beard, let's say. And funny thing is, I think Asuka was playing Shorty's sports metal deck at some tournament, and he decided to change the boomerang, the Spiderweb to another card. I don't know if it was ice or something like that, and I think it did not went great for him because the boomerang stops you in so many ways. They break the gatekeepers and all kind of ice that you have in the deck. So the Spiderweb, the tech versus boomerang, was really a good include. And this time around, I think we see, you can see in the cut and everything that Asuka is playing the Spiderweb in his other deck. So I guess he did come around on the Spiderweb. There's a third ice on server 2. Yeah, you put Bravado in there, I guess. There's nothing. Ah, well, it cost you 6, right? Because the identity was flipped. So this was kind of expensive. I'll just give you a little bit of information that the first ice is a Data Raven. Yeah, I think you really need to clear out that Chrysium in HQ, but you don't have the breakers, right? So you could boomerang the Afshar and Inside Job in there, but then you will only clear the Chrysium, and the boomerang will stick because it's not going to be a successful run, and also you cannot get in another time to flip the idea because you don't have the breaker. So it's really a rough spot here. Yeah, that Oaktown renovation. Oh, now what is it called? Hollywood renovation? Oaktown. It will give the Corp some money back, right? He does not want to inside chop here, but you should take it back to your hand from the play area. Shorty, please. I think the Corp is writing about that. They're discussing if it's like an inside chop run here now or not. Yeah. Just forgot to take it back to the hand as I assumed. So he will take a tag here and break the Data Raven with the Buchhalter. Fuck, there's another Data Raven. So now you will end up on 2 tags if you continue, and it will probably lose you your KD. But on the other hand, you will now probably get through the server and steal that agenda. One tag, yeah. So Boom is offline, but you will probably lose your KD now. You are on 16 credits, which is for the moment good, but having a way to keep up with the economy of the corp indefinitely is obviously great. Yeah, you're removing the tag here. You don't have any resources. I don't think the corp has anything punishing you for having one tag. I mean, high profile target can trash 2 cards out of your hand, so if you special order into your last Kuroda and then lose that one, of course, that would really suck. So better install it, yeah. Shorty complaining about not finding breakers again. I think he's playing like 2 each and a sneak door, I assume. And a special order, I'm sorry. So yeah, not finding breakers and finding a lot of agendas. That is always a problem, or can be. If the corp does not find any ice, it doesn't matter if you don't find any breakers, but most of the time having access to breakers, even if they just sit in hand, is good. And you can play a little bit more relaxed, not stressed out about just being rushed out by the corp. So the corp having a think here. Do they want to install something in server 2, or are they afraid the HQ will be flipped? We're still missing the code gate breaker here. We do have a boomerang and a legwork, so if that Crisium at some point gets gone, he could use that. Okay, he's going for the Maker's Eye, which is of course also a good idea. He is on 4 points, so if he finds a 3-pointer here, then it's GG. He can break 2 from the boomerang here. And let's see if he's lucky. Border control, economic warfare. Okay, not really what you want to see. 2 border controls and an economic warfare. Yeah, this will be a lot of money down the drain if you ever decide to run through a server again. Oh man. And sadly, there's not a lot of other ways to win as the runner than running servers. I mean, there's a few tricks, I guess, but some of those also need you to run servers, like notoriety. Here you need to run all centrals to gain that last agenda point, for example. Then there's this liberated cheetah thing, I think, right? You need to spend 5 credits and then 5 clicks, and then you can score it as an agenda worth 2 points. But the corp can forfeit an agenda to stop you from doing it or something like that. There's the Kasi string, where you have to run remote servers 4 times, and then you gain an agenda point. Now we are seeing the trash of the Crisium grid. No, we don't, because he doesn't have enough money. Which isn't great. You should have tried to have more money here, Shorty. Ah, okay. Corp not raising the Crisium grid. So theoretically, if you take 2 tags from the data ratings and have them to 2 free tags, and the Corp not raising any ice on server 2, you could have gone through and trashed the Rashida, but it was a good idea not to follow that course of action. There we go with the economic warfare. I think Shorty was just on 4 credits. He just took enough credits for the Corp to be able to play that, so he should have maybe stopped at 3 credits, so he could have moneyed up twice and played the sure gamble. But of course it's much easier to see that afterwards and while not playing the game and just watching, because you know he did see that the Corp had the economic warfare from R&D, but during the action, and you usually try to play as fast as you can, not drag out those rounds. Sometimes you should stop yourself for at least a little bit and have a think. Yeah, as you see, Shorty struggling with money. Losing his KT did really hurt him in the long run, I'd say. There's a 2 advanced card in the server 2 and an upgrade and 2 more ice, we don't know. I think the 4th one was already there when we saw the 2 border controls, right? So it could be the 3rd border control, for example, and first or last ice in the server 2, but it could also be something completely different, like Spiderweb, Whoredom, all those kinds of ice that Wayland is playing. So what are we going to do? There's an upgrade on R&D, which is probably the Crisium. There's no more Crisium in HQ, so the legwork for 3 cards to HQ is probably a good idea. On the other hand, we see 5 agendas in the score area already, only 11 cards left in R&D. Yeah, might be an agenda in HQ, but we see the Corp is playing Global Food Initiative, so probably stealing 1 more agenda is not enough. But maybe it's better to have it in your own score area than the Corp slamming it into server 2 next turn. Now he has to think, because HQ costs 1 more credit to run. So when he has 3 bad publicity for the, so he needs 3, 4, 5. He needs 1 to break the Afsha, and he can be on 0 afterward. And then losing of the 2 credits doesn't matter, and he needs 3 for the Spiderweb, which is the badge pop. And legwork costing 2, right? So you need to have 3 real credits. Four real credits. Because of the tax of Earth Station. Yeah, that's not enough. You're missing 1 credit. Are you going to bypass the ice by... Yeah. Right, okay. We take that one back. I guess the corp did see that there was some kind of math problem here. Not sure if Shorty is having white wine spritzers while playing this game, and the math, it's like, I think this is 5th or 6th round, I'm not sure. So it was definitely exhausting a little bit playing this long tournament. So stuff like that, not having right math, is to be expected, I guess, at some points. There we see the global food. As I said, unfortunately, 1 agenda is not enough. He's checking archives. Something ended in there. No archive. No agenda in archives. 1 more click. What are you gonna do with it? Gain a credit. Looking at archives. Alright, so probably time to, I don't know, doof? You break the spiderweb for free, and you break the offshore for 1, and then if you have not a lot of money, you don't lose a lot, right? But then the corp would just res his Crisium in R&D, res his upgrade in server 1. But yeah, you still not have the money to score the agenda probably, right? So that saves your turn. Also Doof will flip the ID now. Single access on R&D, of course, is an option, because the Mausolus aren't stopping you here. Can you even do? Is it the question? You need again, yeah, one more credit, then you could have doofed. Regular run on HQ, just to flip. And an access, of course. And then you can Hail Mary into server 2, right? Take 2 tags. And also Hail Mary into R&D. Take some more tags. Take some net damage. Don't bypass that. You might need it for your Hail Mary on... Wow! No style! Oh wow, nice one. I did not see that, but 10 cards only left in R&D, so guess not that bad of a chance. Shorty want to know how many are left in HQ and everywhere. Server 2 most likely being an agenda, I'd say, but with the one advance, I'm curious what it could have been. Atlas, but you only need 2 more points, so you would not advance an Atlas. Food, yeah, maybe with an Audacity you can score it from 1 advancement. And what else? Oaktown would have been open agenda. Hostile definitely not, because all 3 are out. Okay, well, that ends the round. People exchanging the pleasantries in the end of the game, niceties, as they should. Alright, as I said earlier in the beginning of the video, I think this was round 7 of the European and African Continental Championships 2020 hosted by NISEI. So this will be the last game. I think you will be able to watch Shorty playing in that tournament. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed our videos, and thanks to NISEI for hosting this great tournament. I think it was very well organized and did not have a lot of delays. I think it was a long tournament, and the cut of the tournament will be played on the 26th, so it will be on another day, which is great because no one can play even more Netrunner, and especially having the games being that much more meaningful, being it the cut to become the champion here. So it's great that they separated it in 2 days. And well, unfortunately no one of the RCG or BBnBB did make it into the cut, but I think it was we were both of the assumption that we will not make it into the cut, so we are fine with that. We had a lot of fun, and also commenting the games and watching the games of my friend Shorty was really enjoyable for me, and I can definitely see me doing it more often in the future because I like to watch his games, I guess, anyway, and just throwing on some commentary while doing that is actually not that time consuming, I guess. I mean, if you only do it in one take, if you take a more professional approach and watch the game beforehand, check the deck lists, try to figure out what you're going to say, stuff like that, I guess it can be quite a lot of work. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hope to have you as a listener again, and as also as a watcher. If you want, you can subscribe to my channel. We'll maybe do a little bit of changes around here to have like a shared YouTube channel with Shorty and me, so we can both organize things like that. We'll see. But for now, the channel Optomat. And also, before I forget again, once again, a shout out to our friend the Harlequin, who is providing the soundtrack to all of our videos. He is composing them myself. Check him out. I will link him, or have linked him, or will have linked them in the end of each of my games with his channel, so you can even also subscribe to him or just check out his channel. We would also like, of course, if you subscribe to our channel, but that's completely up to you. We do appreciate likes and thumbs up, of course. And yeah, well, later guys. Peeps, sorry about that. Don't want to exclude anyone here. Bye bye.